Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Mangoes Not Lemons. I'm Damon Johansson with HR Mango. We are the hosts today, and we are excited to talk with Devi Sangoju about hot topics in tech. So, Devi, thanks for coming tonight. So, let's talk. One of the things that's come up recently are tech boot camps or specialty education courses for specific topics. And I understand you had to recently go through this with a candidate.
Yeah, so that's exactly I want to bring up. So for people who want to get into this tech industry, you need an introduction, right? What tech is about. And if you really know where you want to go in the world of tech, most of the very good universities these days are offering bootcamp programs. It's like a 16-week, 18-week, 20-week, depending on which way you want to go, right?
Just a specialty class.
Yeah. So all the focus in that 20 weeks is to give you introduction to what the topic is, what the tech topic is, and get you self-equipped with tool sets, what's in there, what kind of progression you're looking at down the line, how the current industry is looking into these kind of technologies. Okay. So that's more of an introduction. So these are good starts for candidates who want to get into the tech industry.
Do you get a certification or
yes,
a completion?
Yeah, you get a complete certification. Like, hey, like so-and-so has attended a boot camp, which is a 20-week certification. You get a proper certification, and you can use those certifications to get into entry-level jobs. Okay. Like for example, I'll give you like a cybersecurity kind of an example. I most recently ran into a program by a very renowned university that they do a cybersecurity boot camp. Okay. There are blockchain boot camps. There are AI boot camps.
Would you recommend certification courses for specialized pieces of tech versus a traditional 4-year university program? Can they? This is a super hot topic.
This is super complicated though.
Are there pros? Can you have a good tech career with just certifications?
It depends, right? So if you're a tech geek, this word called geek, so Gen Z or, so we used to call millennials, now Gen Z. Yep. People think different these days.
They do.
There are many people
They all want to be YouTube stars.
They want to make big in the tech world, in different ways. And a lot of them, if you talk to, they have never went to college. Okay.
Right.
So they have done some boot camps. Some people have just self-learned it, like YouTube, like social media, right? There are a lot of these social media influencers these days, I'll give you a simple example, food blogging, or travel,
I have a family member in food blogging, and they do really well.
Do you really call this a tech job? If somebody tells me, okay, hey, I'm using social media platforms, doing food blogging and making a career out of that, that's amazing.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with how you do technology. It's how you use technology, right? So they're two different things. Yeah, that's still a career you make. When you really look at all these social media stars who are making a lot of money using social media platforms and they're becoming huge influencers. Yeah. It's fascinating to learn how they got in because they took baby steps, right? When they did, let's say somebody did their first video, posted on YouTube, maybe 10 people watched it.
Right.
But now if they put a video on YouTube, like 10 million people watch it in a week time, Yeah. So that's how big tech is, So tech, as I said, we'll go back to our topic of enabling technology, right? You don't need to be a tech geek to be in technology. Yeah. You need to be smart enough to understand how you can use technology to get into your own world, right? Do you need a full 4-year degree? There are certain people who want to do that. And I'll give you the difference, right? If you want to have a quick tech startup, you maybe a boot camp or a training program or a certification.
Some specialty course.
Because some people are that, like they want like fast introduction, they want to move on quick. But if you're talking about going into PhD, doing research, publishing papers, or you want to go into deep topics like quantum computing, and those kind of like space administration. Yeah. So those are huge topics. That's where you need specialized skill set. And for you to get into those jobs, those sectors would probably need you to have a full-blown college degree with a proper research paper. Yeah, or maybe in some places you do need a PhD kind of a degree.
Yes.
But those are all doctoral programs, high advanced degree programs. But those are for you to look things in a different perspective. That's research on tech. That's not doing a tech job. And it all depends on your appetite, so how much appetite you got. Like when I was doing my engineering, I was like, okay, I should be done with my college, get on a job, be on your own. But then I have to do my master's because at that time there was something new called introduced into the world of engineering, was like finite element methods. Like you distribute an object into finite elements and you study that. So it's
Yes.
much broader research on the same element,
So it
right?
took further study.
Yeah, so then not many people are offering that, but I took that as my research in my bachelor's. So I have to come here to do my master's and then do my master's in that specialized, and that's how I got introduced into the tech world.
Got it.
Because that revolution in engineering requires technology as an enabler, right? But it's all how you want to do. Again, it becomes like, are you at the right place at the right time?
Yes.
I know my own friends who have no clue about technology, but now they're superstars in technology. I mean, when I spoke to them about technology, they're like, you're like, what are you talking?
Right. It's way above
They,
me.
they hated it, this is not going to last long, right? But today, these are some of the big guys in the tech industry doing some fun stuff, So, but it's just your first introduction to the tech. If it is really good, if it is exciting, I think you'll start to look into that into deeper side. But
Agree.
some people have no knack to technology. I have my own friends, my cousins. They all use technology in their daily lives, but they don't see themselves working in the technology industry, right? So for
So you
me,
can have fun with tech,
you
like
can have
everybody.
fun with tech. Tech is everywhere, as I can tell
Yes.
you. Like cell phones, even if tech advancements in medical industries, biotechnology, right?
Oh, yes.
Huge these days. How the research are being conducted. There is a topic somewhere, right? Somebody was talking to me, hey, down the line, robots gonna perform surgeries. Maybe, we may see that,
Certain
right?
parts of it.
Exactly.
They might be parts of it, might be supervised, and
Exactly, and it probably
I
will
think
come.
that's already happening today.
It's
on certain
happening,
things.
but not at a broad scale. I think very limited, maybe on the research side. So that's where like AI, like machine learning, robotics. So if you want to do something like that, right? Like, hey, we want to get into the medical sector where robots can. So that's where the degree will come into play, because you need to do much advanced studies to really make that happen. So all the things that are in the world of research right now, which become a reality about, let's say, 20 years from now, that's where you need advanced degrees to really excel in that space.
So in tech, you're gonna start light, get your feet wet, see where you have fun. I'm a big believer in enjoying what you do. You're really enjoying your work, because we're there a lot, right? It puts a lot of stress on our lives, stress on family, friends, marriage, kids. Enjoy what you do. Dabble into it, see what you like, and then maybe pursue specialty boot camps or specialty certifications that augment the pieces you already like doing on a daily basis.
So in another way, like doing professional jobs for about 20 years, right? Or more than that, some of us. But if you look at it, like in technology, like in any industry or in any skill, you constantly up your skill set. Like you constantly learn what are the new things coming up. You may have to do a little more on the technology side, because technology evolves really fast. It's quick. So what we are talking today may be a topic that nobody talks 2 years from now, right?
Correct.
So the only thing on the technology side is, you may be working on something today, but that's not going to be what you're going to be working for the rest of your career.
So stay current. Opportunities
Stay current.
to learn more.
There's always a relevant job for you, but what you do today is not exactly how you perform your job in 3 years. Okay, because the technology will change. The usability will change. So always you need to keep your skill set up in the technology space and make sure you see what's coming latest in the market. I know a lot of people switch careers within technology every 3 to 5 years. So they do something like cybersecurity for 5 years.
Just to stay challenged.
Exactly. Then they suddenly go into AI. Then they suddenly come somewhere else like robotics. It's just how focused you are in the technology world.
Yeah,
that
makes
you
sense.
can easily switch. Once you are into tech, once you know how tech all operates in a technology ecosystem, you can really switch between different technologies if you have that appetite to switch. Some people find it hard. Some people find it very seamless. They're like, hey, I do this today, I can do this tomorrow. It's an easy switch for people. But some people think, you know what, I'm good in this space. I'll probably learn more in this space and evolve in this space, but I don't want to change my careers within the tech world. So everyone
that's
sees
fair.
it differently. Yeah.
Well,
Cool.
thanks again. I appreciate you coming to visit with us
All
today.
right, thank you.
All right, thanks everybody. It's been a fun ride. There's a lot to learn in tech. Can be overwhelming for someone that loves tech, but I am not a techie at heart. It's a big learning curve. So hopefully everyone enjoyed that, and you have a great rest of your day. Devi, thanks for coming today.
Thanks, Damon. I appreciate the opportunity.